do rhythm patterns. And I've got those sheets to hand out to you so that you can see what those are. One thing that is developmentally easier for small children as they get older, to do the rhythm of the words is easier than to do ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 ti. This requires a higher level of learning to do the beat while you're singing a different rhythm with the words. So this is earlier, being able to catch the rhythm of the words. Okay? So that's an early Kodai lesson. Here's another one. This one I would do with, I would do this with kindergarten, first, second grade. And again, I start out with letting them hear the song.
Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Get it done by 2:30. Stitch it up and stitch it down. I will pay you when it's done. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Get it done by 2:30. Stitch it up and stitch it down. I will pay you when it's done.
Does anybody know what a cobbler is? Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Stitch it up by 2:30. Stitch it up or stitch it down. I will pay you when it's done. What do you think a cobbler does? Now somebody might say, my grandma makes cobbler. I love my grandma's cobbler. And so yeah, we talk about that. Well, boys and girls, you don't see a lot of cobblers anymore because it has to do with shoes. And you know, we tend to get rid of our shoes instead of fix them. But a cobbler is somebody who fixes a shoe. So I'm going to say some words and you say it after me. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe.
Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe.
Stitch it up by 2:30.
Stitch it up by 2:30.
Stitch it up or stitch it down.
Stitch it up or stitch it down.
I will pay you when it's done.
I will pay you when it's done.
We've been talking, boys and girls, about TTs and TAs. Now, I'm going to give you some popsicle sticks, and you are going to need 3 sticks. I would do this, I would have this drawn on the board. I'm going to lay it down. You put 2 sticks and put a crossbar up the top to make a TT. So it looks like this. Now, a ta is just 1 stick. I need you to make 3 TTs and a ta. So, each of you need 10 sticks. I would have these counted out in Ziploc bags. I would not do this because it would take too much class time. So I'd have little Ziploc bags with exactly the number I needed in each one. You need 10. So, boys and girls, you need to make it look like this. Anybody need more? You guys. Make your TTs. When you get it done, raise your hand so I can see. Oh, Olivia, nice job. Way to go, Natalie. Way to go, Sarah. You guys are doing a great job of drawing your TTs and TAs. Good job, Hannah. Way to go. Very, very nice. Now, I'm going to point to my TTs on the board, and I want you to point to yours. We're going to go T, 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 ta. 1, 2, and here we go. T, 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 ta. T, 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 ta. We're going to do it 4 times. I didn't tell you that, did I? Do you know that music teachers and music directors and music choir directors are notorious for not saying what they want you to do? You experienced that, haven't you? 1, 2, and here we go. Tee, 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 ta. 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 So, we have the experience of writing, the tactile experience, so you're working on beat, and I'm not saying, all I say is TT. It'll be a while yet before we talk about quarter notes and eighth notes. A long while, if you're kindergarten, first grade. Boys and girls, our words match this. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Have it done by 2:30. Stitch it up or stitch it down. I will pay you when it's done. Point to your popsicle sticks, your TTs and tas, and say the words with me. Here we go. Ready and go. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Stitch it up by 2:30. Stitch it up or stitch it down. I will pay you when it's done. Then, as an extension of this lesson, I would let them write their own pattern. They wouldn't have to use all the sticks. They could use TTs and tas, and they could write their own pattern. And then I'd go around and practice clapping their pattern with them. Okay? We could put those away later, but that's another thing. And popsicle sticks are great, and they're cheap. You can get them at like Hobby Lobby or Kraft Michael's or some kind of craft store. And it really works to help them learn to touch rhythms. Not just read them, but touch them. Okay. I'm going to play a song for you, and I want you to listen. Now here's guided listening. I want you to figure out how many different animals are mentioned in this song. If you feel like moving to the beat, go for it. But listen for the animals. They always have all this extra paper, and she brings it to our school. And it's awesome. I mean, it's one side it's got something on it, but it's great cardstock, and you can use it for things. Usually I laminate too when it's something I want to keep. But one of the things I would suggest, and I did not do it on this song, I have a number of these that I made, spent all this time to make these charts, and didn't put the name of the song on the back. And I look at it and I go, huh, that's pretty cool. And wonder what song it is. Now, this one, I actually did put the name on the back. Hen goes, Jimmy Chuck, I bought me a cat, grade 2, so forth. Now, here's an example of how I teach the lesson. Oh, no, I don't want to show you that one first. I want to show you this one first. Well, let me show you this one first. I have to re-glue this. A very simple way to show melodic contour. Hen goes, Jimmy Chuck, Jimmy Chuck. I don't say at the early stages, I just point. They associate my voice going up with the sound going up. Or on the smartboard, I may do something and then have them come up and connect the dots. And we talk about how stays the same, goes up, stays the same, goes up. Here's another example of what I've done with the same song. Notice how, I need to laminate this one, notice how I made the ovals to represent length of beat as well, or length of note. Hen goes Jimmy Chuck, Jimmy Chuck. Duck goes quack, quack. Goose goes hissy, hissy. Lamb goes baa, baa. So we can compare then which animals have the same sound. Pig goes Griffy, Griffy, or what, did it say Griffy? I know so many different versions.
It only did the
Oh,
four.
there's another version. I've got another version that I didn't download. Cow goes moo, moo. Horse goes neigh, neigh. Dog goes bow, wow, bow, wow. So we can then go on and compare melodies, and I can set them up there, and they can find the ones that are alike. Now, this is a little bit Kodai. This is totally Kodai. Duck goes quack, quack. See the sticks? This is how Kodai would represent rhythm. Hen goes, oh wait, cat goes fiddle-I-fee. So I'm not showing contour, I'm just showing rhythm. Hen goes chimney-chuck, chimney-chuck. And we would go ta-ta, tee-tee-ta, tee-tee-ta. We practice the tas and tees. I would use popsicle sticks and let them write the pattern so that they can touch it and feel it. Okay? Excuse me. And then goose goes hissy, hissy, or whatever it was on that one. Okay? Then the next step would be the melodic contour. Cat goes fiddle-I-fee, ta-ta, tee-tee-ta-ta. And we talk about, we tie these together. And when we tie them together, it makes them longer. Goose goes hissy, hissy. And then finally, oh, got a couple more. Cow goes moo, duck goes quack, quack. And look what this one is. Hen goes chimney chuck, chimney chuck. So I would use the popsicle sticks again. I do lots of repetition with that. And I just can't say enough about how this works because they're actually touching something. They're not just looking at something, but they're using more than one sense. And when you can use more than one sense, you're way far ahead in terms of helping them to internalize. Do not be afraid of repetition. They like it. We get tired of it, but they like it. Okay, any questions about that? So Kodai involves hand signs. Oh, I would also go goose, do, do, mi, so, mi, so. Sing it, my turn, my turn. Do, do, mi, so, go.
Do, do, mi, so, mi, so.
Do, do, mi, mi, re, do.
Do, do, mi, mi, re, do.
And I might slow it down from depending on the grade level. But I teach them the Kodai hand signs. I teach them the tas and TTs. I would go on and do melodic contour with them. So the basic part of Kodai is teaching them to sing with their hand signals and the hand signs and the rhythms with tas and ts. Those are the two basic components that you're going to include in your Kodai lesson when you go to teach. It's pretty simple. Now, if you want to introduce your lesson a little differently like I did to get them into the song, you can do that. Or if you just want to teach them to sing the song, that's fine as well. Remember, we're kind of limited on time, so it doesn't have to be, you're not going to do the whole lesson, but I want to see you doing the hand signs and the tatas and TTs with the song. Okay? That's not till the 25th, but just giving you a heads up. Let's just take a second now and look at, I think you can see these. I have this on WordPress. So here's the hand signs so that you can download them. These are the basic: do, re, mi, fa, so, la, T is pointing up, and high do. Now, I would recommend that you choose a song that doesn't have sharps and flats. I would recommend that you choose. But if you do have a song that has a sharp or an accidental in it, sharp fa is fee. So here's fa, here's fee. Sharp so, open fingers. So here's so, C. So, C. Ta is flatted T, and you curl your finger. So if you're thinking of the key of C, this would be B flat. This would be G sharp. This would be F sharp if you're in the key of C. But I would really recommend that you not choose something that has accidentals in it. Choose something that's very simple. With Kodai, we start out with sol and mi. Those are the first two. Na 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 boo boo. I mean, it's a natural sing-songy thing in a child's voice. Sol, mi, and la. That's what Rain, Rain, Go Away is based on. Those are the three that we start with. Okay? We add do, and then do, re, mi. And actually, T, high T and do come later. So look for a song that doesn't have tons and tons and tons of different notes in it to make it easier for yourself when you're teaching it, okay? It can be very simple. This is here's the rhythms. Now, this didn't print very well. This first one is a quarter note, supposed to have a stick, and that's tas. TTs, rest. Tika tika is 4/16 notes. Two, that's supposed to have a stick, it's a half note. So you can, T tika, tika ti, tum, ti. Cinco, pa. Tim, timka. So there's some different ideas. Again, don't choose something with a lot of complicated rhythms. Stick to tas and ts and twos. If it's a whole note, two. Okay? And then, here's just another one. Kodai approach emphasizes the importance of learning how to sing in pitch. In the 18th century, John Spencer Kirwan drew upon an earlier music teaching system known as Norwich Solfa, which had been devised by Sarah Glover, and developed hand signs to go with the solfege syllables. Kodai integrated these hand signs into his teaching methods. So, there it just shows you the basic do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay? Any questions about that?
Do you think the tikas and tikatis, is it still useful to use those? Because I mean, you probably won't do those until later anyway.
Oh, you mean, do I use them with kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, when I introduce it. I do it, Natalie, in the sense of I don't say this is a 16. If they're ready to, so 5th grade, and I'm introducing 16th notes in band, I don't do tika tika.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done tika tika in general music. They're ready to know that that's a 16th note. They've internalized it enough that I can name it. I don't go, oh, here's a tika tika. Okay? I use it early on, and then they actually, what my goal is that they go, well, that looks like a tika tika. And by that time, numbers of them have already started taking piano lessons, and they'll go, Mrs. McMahon, we call that 16th notes. That's right. And so then I can use that as I don't go, we're not going to name it that. Then I use it as a springboard. That's right, they actually have their own special name, and we can name it then. So, now, Gordon, remember he's one of my favorites, he has a whole system, and I can't, a whole different system, and I can't get into it because I did the tikas. It's like do-day, 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 do. It's the same concept though, and one's not better than the other, it's just what you would get used to. Any other questions about this? Okay. I want to talk about singing, and we're going to use this as a prelude because I'm not going to take time to get into chapters 3 and 4. We'll do that next Friday. I'm going to do 2 things today. We're going to take a look at some singing examples, and then we're going to take a look at the DVD of Madeline Bridges in chapter 1. Have any of you looked at it yet? We'll look at it together. It's awesome. And I'm fine with that. One of the most important things you can do for your children is to give them good role models to watch and listen to for singing voices. And it's not easy to find. I think I told you about the preschool musical this year for Christmas. I couldn't let them listen to it because it was such bad singing. And so it's difficult to find and voices, both adult voices that you want them to model and children's voices. Now I do have, go to my iTunes, this is one of my, in terms of albums, in terms of children's voices, you might want to remember this. This is the Cedarmont Kids, and here's a song we did this week with preschool. And the singing is very nice. It's a little bit low, but it's very nice.
Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, we'll all have tea. Suki, take it off again, Suki, take it off again, Suki, take it off again, they've all gone away.
And so forth. So before I purchase an album or download it, I always listen to see if it's the kind of role modeling I want them to have. This is the Cedarmont Kids. I've got 100 songs for like an album price, which is awesome because there's 4 CDs there's 4 discs of that. So, so always listen to the preview before you purchase it if you're going to use it for your classroom, because you don't want to model the wrong kind of thing. I've got another guy who has great children's songs, but his voice is so loud and raspy that I have trouble using it with them because I don't want them to sing like that. All right, here's one group. How many of you are familiar with Libera? All right, way to go, Olivia. Libera is a boy band. That's what they call themselves. They're out of England. I keep checking their website for when they're going to be in the United States because someday I'm going to go visit them. They are amazing. They sing with the most beautiful pure tone, and it is a wonderful way for me to show boys that boys can sing higher than girls at elementary school age. But that's the way God made their voices. And we have such awful role modeling of singing in the airways that boys, you know, I help my boys develop a sense of pride in how high they can sing. And it has to start at preschool because they don't want to sing up high. And I do it about once a month where I play just a small clip. I did it for kindergarten. They didn't get to see the whole song yesterday, but they're walking out telling their kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Stoneman, we heard the most beautiful singers today. So this is Libera. You want to catch the light. Listen to how pure their voices are. They should really say Libera, because that's how you would say it in Latin, but they call themselves Libera. I struggle with that. all on YouTube. One of my favorites of their songs is "Do Not Stand on My Grave and Weep," and "Going Home." But there's so many. Now this is a completely different style. This is the All-American Boys Chorus, but they still are good role models.
We have a medley of songs that brings us into the world of popular music of the 1960s. Join us now as we bask in the warmth of our California sunshine and revel in the cool, gnarly sounds of the Beach Boys.
Good singing tone. They're not always together on their dancing. And then finally, I want to show you the African Children's Chorus. And this is a song that's called Teach Me to Dance. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Whoops, sorry. There we go. It takes a lot of, I don't think of the word I want. It is not easy for children to keep their singing energy when they're moving that much. It takes a lot of work. actually have this on DVD. I should have used that one because their singing is better. And so forth. So culturally,
It was better with just the case.
yeah, I would agree with you, Nathaniel. They do have their adult leaders that are with them all the time, and the adult leaders actually were in the choir as kids. And so they know all the songs, and they do come out occasionally. Usually, the kids are the ones doing the solos, if there's a solo and so forth. But so they come out and give testimonies and stuff like that as well. Okay, we've got just a few minutes. We might not get this all done, but of chapter 1, but I want you to take a look at Madeline Bridges. We're going to be talking on Friday about how to teach children to sing. I will be giving you some more Kodai examples. And we'll finish up whatever of this, chapter 1 of the DVD that we don't get to looking at together. Oh, I forgot it's in chapters. Notice how she's getting to use different parts of their voice. One more.
You must pay the rent. You must pay the rent.
The kids love this one.
You must pay the rent. This is the feminist. You must pay the rent. You must pay the rent. You must pay the rent. I don't pay the rent.
Okay. Madeline Bridges is amazing. This is a great resource for you, parish music people, oops, I don't need that. Church music people, teachers, because it does a great job of teaching you showing you how to teach children to sing. Without the DVD, you read about it, and before I watched the DVD, I thought, what is she doing? And it didn't make sense. But by watching the DVD, you can go, Ow, and my kids love I Can't Pray the Rent. They love that one. Okay, Allison, I forgot to get to you. Can you be here Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it Friday. We'll do that first. Okay, so we'll do your lesson, your safe lesson plan first. Thanks for coming on an extra day, guys. I hope